Hello, community. I am Jackie Rives, your community leader for the Women of the Channel Leadership Network. Today, we have a new Woman of the Week, and I'm excited to introduce you to Beth Jensen, who is Director of Worldwide Channel Partner and Programs and Services at HPE Aruba Networks, who is also a gold sponsor of the Women of the Channel Leadership Network. Welcome, Beth.
Thank you, Jackie. Happy to be here.
So excited to have you here as well, Beth. Let's give our viewers a chance to get to know you, if you're okay with that. So where do you live and where did you grow up, if that's somewhere different?
Yeah, I currently live in Phoenix, Arizona area, out in the desert, enjoying the heat. And I grew up in chilly Kenosha, Wisconsin, and they're in between California. Spent a lot of time in California, San Jose Bay area before Phoenix.
That is very cool. They're kind of different areas, but share some similar weather, I'm sure. And what's the temperature there today?
Oh gosh, we've gone below 100, which is a record for us now. So it's in the high 80s, low 90s still. I don't know what it is quite today.
Oh, wow. All right. How about a little known fact about you that you're willing to share with us?
Oh my goodness. I do love the outdoors. I love to do a lot of activities, hiking, biking, kayaking, and that kind of thing. I used to ski, but yeah, I love outdoors.
Oh my gosh, we share that. I love to hike, and yes, I grew up skiing because I grew up in Pennsylvania, but I live in Georgia, so not a lot of skiing here. All right. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your career path and how you reached your current position?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. Thanks so much. So, I feel really fortunate. I got to work for many really great companies along the way. So Novell, Cisco, Oracle, and now HPE. I also worked for some startups and consulting in between. And at those companies, I got to work for a lot of really great leaders who put a lot of trust in me. I had a freedom to test out a lot of new ideas. I had a lot of roles where I was creating a lot of new areas and groups for the company. So I was always learning and challenging. And I loved all of my roles throughout the career. But going way back and digging deep, I started out after college as the network LAN administrator at Novell. And, they were the leader in networking at the time in a large software company. And that took me down, initially down a technical career path. And so after doing the administration work, I started doing software testing. I created some release engineering practices for the Novell engineering groups. And that grew into a management role. That's where I first started managing at Novell, leading an engineering services team, which was essentially anything that wasn't development, supporting the engineering team. And as part of that, I got to learn about partnering because we were doing some joint development projects with partners where we were bartering and trading services to support the projects. And I was really intrigued with that and working with partners at that time. So then I moved into business development, and I got to work with a lot of large partners at Novell, AT&T, and way back in the day, AOL, driving networking infrastructure into their businesses. And then from Novell, I went to Cisco, and I started out managing and working on a strategic relationship they had with Microsoft, doing more business development there, and learning and working with Microsoft, which was new for Cisco at the time, getting into the software world, being a traditional hardware company. We really needed to provide more formalized support to all of our partners. So I built out a developer support team, which grew and evolved with more services, where I created a professional services team. That grew to developing out the first Cisco Developer Network, where we had an end-to-end developer program for Cisco that started with a pilot across a couple BUs that expanded across the company to have a corporate developer program for all BUs that moved from a few developers in the pilot to thousands, and that just continually evolved. So we merged that with the technology partner program that I took on and brought those organizations together. And based on the tech talent that I had on my team, we created a solutions and development team where we're incubating some vertical oriented solutions for the company. And just a couple of other key points at Cisco. I just had so much opportunity over the years working there. I was there for a long time. I got to lead a corporate board for the Cisco Developer Network with different business unit executives, as well as I was selected to participate on a next gen ISV strategy to create that out for Cisco. And that team won a John Chambers Chairman Best of the Best award, which I'm pretty proud of. So all along, I got a lot of exposure, a lot of experience. I got to learn a lot, and that's where I really started developing my leadership skills. And from there, I went to Oracle, and I wanted to get into more cloud-based experience. So part of the Oracle Marketing Cloud team, I ran the partner marketing team and got to create a lot of strategic marketing programs as well as their partner program. And then that's what brought me to HPE Aruba, and where I'm now responsible for the worldwide channel partner programs as well as some channel services delivery functions. And when I came onto Aruba, my first initiative was to launch a new managed service provider program, and I refreshed some existing ones. But most recently, I've been working with the corporation to build out our next gen everything as a service program. So in June, we just announced the HPE Partner Ready Vantage program, and I've been the primary thought leader and principal architect behind that program to shift our business to support our as a service. And we launched at Aruba different components of that program already. We have another launch coming up in November. So, you know, that's been exciting. I've been so fortunate to build out a very strong team of talent that has been working and collaborating very closely to execute flawlessly on our vision. So that's pretty much the story around how I got to Aruba. I'm enjoying it tremendously. I've been developing partner strategies, programs, and ecosystems for a very long time, but now I'm doing it actually in the channel.
Let me just tell you, congratulations on so many successes. And I'm just in awe. Like, it just seems like you're building one after the next, and it's feeding into your next role. And I just love that you shared all of that with us.
Yeah, it was crunching down a lot in a short window. So thank you.
Of course. Yes, we want to know. All right. What made you want to be in a leadership position?
Oh gosh, good question. I mean, I don't think I ever said I want to be a manager. I want to lead teams. I mean, it just happened. I feel that, you know, a lot of the traits of a leader just come naturally. And, you know, I love creating vision and strategizing and leading teams and building, you know, collaboration amongst them. So I think it's just my passion to create new things and create new teams. It's been, you know, throughout my career that, you know, has really helped to get me there. And I am a change agent at heart. So I think I just have those natural skills that from being a change agent. I don't like to take no for an answer. I always find some way to do what needs to get done. There's always some way to get something done. So yeah.
I love that. People are, you know, as people, some of us can be super resistant to change. So I love that you said that you have a passion for a change agent, because that is something people need help with, right? Understanding and, you know, accepting, and, you know, it's uncomfortable. So I love that you have a passion for that, because there's, you know, there's not a ton of people who do. So that's amazing. What has driven you to continue to grow your leadership roles?
Gosh, I think just learning from everybody. Like I said, I love building collaborative, diverse teams and working together on common goals and see those, you know, visions come to life. So like I mentioned, I love creating new things, and not only just strategy, but I am a strong executioner. So I think being in a leadership role, to have some of that control to an extent, to drive the destiny, to take that strategy and vision to life, I really like. And that's kind of inspired me to continue down the leadership path. And I think just in general, I enjoy helping others achieve their personal goals and get them set up for success where they shine. Many of the employees that worked for me in the past are now strong leaders in senior positions themselves. So I love watching that, and that's been rewarding to see their success. And, we each just continue to help each other, continue to grow. And, that's what I love about the leadership area.
I love that, Beth. Just as you grow your team, that you also mentioned that you're learning from them as well, which
Yeah,
makes you
totally.
only stronger as a leader. And I love that. Okay. What was the most important risk you took and why?
Mm. Yeah, I think when I was at Cisco was taking the risk to incubate some vertical solutions there. So nobody at the company really owned that area at the time. So the engineering teams were focused on, just doing product development, point products, developing it out the door. But there was a customer need, and customers wanted these integrated solutions from Cisco. So, integrating our different technologies together to make it easier for them, as well as some of them had third parties. So the sales team was pretty persistent to find somebody to help them, and they got introduced to me. They knew I had the talent on my team, so they just persisted after me to help them out. And like I said, I had the freedom and the trust of the management there that really supported me in the business, and I could do things and test things out if I felt it was the right thing to do. So I had the talent on my team, and I really trusted that they could deliver. So I just decided to take the risk and incubate a proof of concept to show the art of what's possible, starting in the sports and entertainment area. And we showed that proof of concept in an executive briefing, and the customers just loved it. And so, that was just the start of it. And, it drove significant revenue actually in those initial deals, and it got a lot of attention. And other sales teams started hearing about what we were doing, and approached me to create and incubate some healthcare-based solutions as well. And we did that, and same kind of process. And those custom one-off solutions turned into repeatable solutions for the business, actually. And they spun off in a couple of them into their own business unit. So that was the risk that I think was something that very important, that had a strong impact for Cisco and for our customers, and was a lot of fun.
Amazing. I think we have time for one more quick short question for our listeners. And I just don't want to omit it. So who or what do you look for inspiration or mentorship?
Oh, okay, good question. Yeah, I think it's really dependent upon the situation. I think there's always someone to learn from, and you can never know enough and continue, it's always about continually growing. But I have several go-to trusted advisors from previous companies, or those that I've met along the way in the industry that I go to. I also have, friends and family that I like bouncing ideas off of, even if they're not in the same industry. I found that there's a lot of great different perspectives that you can get that way. Participating in industry groups is inspirational. Hearing others talk about their experiencing and sharing what they learned along the way, and figure out how to apply that. And then I guess, I also get inspiration from my son, who is in college, and I love bouncing ideas off of him and getting his unbiased, opinion on things from a younger generation. And, he shares a lot of great insights that spark our conversation, that really get me to think about things from a different point of view, which I really enjoy.
I'm so glad we made time for that answer, because I know our listeners are going to love that. And I love that you called them your trusted advisors, varying from all walks of your life. Amazing. I cannot thank you enough for giving us your time and your true and authentic self today, Beth. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you, Jackie. It was fun, and I really appreciate the time and the opportunity to talk to you and the community. Thanks so much.
It was my pleasure. I hope to meet you in real life someday soon. Until then, community, happy Wednesday. This was another Woman of the Week with Beth Jensen, and we look forward to seeing you in the community.